Hey y'all, Chef Rob here, and I actually have a question for you today. What's more southern than fried catfish? How about pecan-coated oven-fried catfish? And that's what we're gonna make today. Catfish is full of great healthy fats, high in protein, omega-3s, and pecans also very high in fiber, high in protein. So we're gonna make a nice protein-packed dinner today, so let's get going. So to start this dinner off, we're gonna get our pecans, and I have a food processor here. And we're just gonna dump these bad boys in here. Now that our pecans are really finely chopped, we're gonna mix these with some cornmeal and some blackening seasoning. So we're gonna dump our pecans right in here. Sometimes they stick a little bit, so you just gotta kind of just quick little swipe with your finger. Cornmeal. And I've noticed a lot of times in stores, it's hard to find just plain cornmeal, so make sure you get plain cornmeal. Don't get the self-rising or any of that mix. You just want plain cornmeal. All right, add our blackening seasoning, and now we'll whisk it up. And I like to, whenever I whisk in a bowl, kind of move the bowl around too. It just helps to incorporate everything really well. Now, I was once told by a New Orleans chef, if you're not making a mess in the kitchen while you're cooking, you ain't cooking right. All right, so now we're gonna coat our catfish with some buttermilk and our pecan mixture that we just made. You can use tongs if you want, but I find hands make it go by quicker and you have a little bit more control. Get your catfish, and you have a wet hand and a dry hand. So we're gonna take your catfish, dredge it in your buttermilk, and then you're just gonna kind of give it a light little shake, and then put it in our pecan mixture, and just coat this really well. And the reason you want to have a wet hand and a dry hand, because if you try and do this with just one hand, you're going to get pecan mixture all over your fingers. It's going to be clumpy, and it's just not going to be fun for anybody. So we'll just do the rest of these. I just love catfish because it's just so southern and it's very Alabama. I have the oven set at 425. We're gonna cook for about 15 minutes until the tops are kind of nice and crispy and brown. And you want to kind of look for an internal temp of about 140. So while our catfish is in the oven baking, we're gonna make a tartar sauce. So this is gonna be kind of a Creole mustard tartar sauce. It's gonna be really tangy, a little sweet, super good. We're gonna start with some low-fat mayo. All right. Then we have our Creole mustard. So Creole mustard is essentially stone ground mustard, just with some Tabasco added to it. All right, Creole mustard in. Next up, we got our sweet relish. I really like the Wickle sweet relish. It's local to Alabama, made in Alabama. So that's what I like to use. You can find it in most grocery stores around here as well. We're gonna add that to it. All right, then we're gonna add our lemon juice, just a little squeeze. I always like to put my hand underneath it to catch those pesky little seeds. Next up, we have some dry dill. If you want to use fresh dill, that's fine. And then we're just gonna season with a little salt and a little pepper, and we're gonna mix this together. Oh man, if y'all could smell this, it smells so good. That relish, that dill, still get a little bit of that mustard tang in the air. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. Now we just gotta wait for the catfish and we can plate this all up. Ooh, look at that catfish. Nice and brown, nice and crispy. All right, y'all. Well, that's your pecan crusted oven fried catfish. Super easy, super quick, and super healthy. So just remember, healthy doesn't have to be boring, and healthy doesn't have to be bland. I'm Chef Rob. I'll see you next time.